Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So this is actually the last video I'm going to be filming with the 4Runner. It's been a fun trip. It's been a great car, but I just wanted to talk about it. You know, I did a couple videos. I would always talk about, thinking about getting rid of it, driving a lot, better gas mileage. I even did a video where I asked you guys, hey, how much would you guys pay in different parts of the country? What do you think of it? And, a lot of people said, oh, $5 grand, $6 grand, $4 grand. A few people said higher numbers, like, oh, I'd spend, $10 grand, $8,500, $9 grand. And, and it was kind of all over the place. And it's funny, even like on my first video where I posted how much I bought it for, where I was like, I spent $8 grand out the door. I think it was like $7,200 or something like that. I forget now, but it's in the video. And people were like, oh, that's way too much. I would never pay that, blah, 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 blah. And it's funny. So I listed it, and it's it's basically sold. I got a deposit. So anyways, I'll tell you the story. So I put it up on Facebook. I don't really like dealing with Craigslist. I've sold so many cars on Craigslist. Let's face it, I've lowballed a bunch of people on Craigslist and kind of been like jerk. And it's just annoying, and you deal with it when you're selling a car. But with Facebook, you don't get that, because they know that they're messaging you from their profile, and you get to check out the profile, which means you get to see where they live, you get to see like what they look like, what kind of person they are, if their profile is real or not. And if it's not, that's a good indication that, hey, I probably don't want to like waste my time talking to this guy or trying to meet up with him, because he's already kind of weird and sketchy. But so on top of that, it's like a pro tip. I did make a Craigslist ad, but in the ad, I said, there's no contact info, right? I mean, you can email me, but you don't have my email. You can just email the ad. But in the ad, I said, you can find this listing on the Facebook Marketplace. Message me there. And, a lot of my friends and people are like, oh, well, that's, stupid. You're limiting your market. And surprisingly not, I got tons of emails of people who said, like, oh, don't have the Facebook, whatever, or just ignored it completely. And were like, oh, I'm interested in it. But I got tons of messages on Facebook of people who said, hey, saw your ad on Craigslist, found you, and asked basically what's going on. So I started the price off at $9,997 OBO, just because there's nothing that holds a candle to my 4Runner in the area. There's some stuff with like similar mileage, but it's beat to heck. There's things that, there's ones that are really clean with way higher mileage. None of them are like two owners. None of them have all the service records. It's kind of something like that. And so basically I was like, I think mine is worth about, really the whole time I wanted to get about 85. I maybe would have, at one point I was like, I'll take 8, but like, it just kind of depends. But anyways, put it up at 9,997. Got a ton of messages, but no offers. It was just like, oh, when was the timing belt water pump done? I'm like, 90,000, and I have receipts. Oh, when was this done? Blah, 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 and I have receipts, or, proof, depending on what it was, if it was me or the other guy. And then they would just kind of like be quiet after that and not say anything. And some people, and I would even post it on the Facebook exchanges, and some people would comment, and they'd be like, LOL, all caps, you're way overpriced. Your truck's worth like $5K. And it's like, okay, for sure. You know what? I just ignore those comments, and got a few of them. And some people are like, I don't know, I would love to pay that. I just don't have the cash. This thing is so clean. Anyways, waited about a week, got kind of antsy, dropped the price down to $8,500 and just put firm. I was like, $8,500, firm. Same deal, same ad, same pictures, everything. Immediately started going crazy. I was getting messages left and right, people wanting to see it, asking questions, and then I was getting actual offers. Now again, some people were like, would you take 6K cash? Would you take 5K cash? And it's like, well, I'm only going to take cash, and I just ignore those messages, obviously. But I had a lot of people that were just down to pay the money, and they just wanted to see it. And they were like, oh, wow, well, has there been any like accidents? Is it clean title? Is it this? Is it that? And so it got to the point where in like 2 days of that, I had like 13 people that wanted to see it at the firm price. That like, and when I say 13 people, I mean like 13 people that were like, vetted by me. Like, I already talked to them. They seemed legit. They had a real Facebook profile. They didn't seem like they were just going to try and show up and lowball me. And they didn't lowball me, and they kind of acknowledged that, you know, that I said the price was firm. So I had like 13 people that wanted to do that after about 2 days. And then the first guy I showed it to, local kid, real nice. He goes to the same high school that I went to. They, you know, live in the same town as me. Just really nice, friendly people. He seemed to be really impressed. His dad seemed to be really impressed. And I was like, you know what, this is who I want my 4Runner going to. Is someone that I know is going to appreciate it, and, you know, the work I've put into it, and how much I've loved it. And also, you know, let's face it, like, it'd be cool to see it driving around. Like, this kid lives in the same town as me. Like, I'll probably see this driving around or in a parking lot or something. That'd be kind of cool. And then, of course, you know, you got to be upfront disclosure. So, you know, I met up with this guy. You know, I liked that he was local. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, you know, kind of, he was like, I think, technically he was the second person that hit me up, but the first one, he wasn't able to see it for like another week or something because he was out of town. So I was like, okay, dude, well, you're probably not going to get a chance to see it, honestly. So, so this kid was the first to see it. They loved it. I walked around. I was, you know, showed them. I always say, you know, show people everything wrong first, then show them what's right. So I like pointed out every tiny little ding in the body. There's like one on the right, or on the driver's side rear quarter panel. There's like a tiny little dent in the hood. And then when I say dent, I mean like tiny little, you know, marks where you have to look at it at the right light, at the right angle, when it's like perfectly clean. And you're like, oh yeah, there's like a little tiny dent there. They probably could even be removed, but I just never did it. Then I walked around, showed them, you know, all the little scratches. There's like literally probably like 7 actual scratches on the paint, and they're small. And one of them is like super fresh, and I was like, dude, you can get rid of this. I know you can get rid of it. Because I've, you know, scratched this in other cars before, and you just use some sandpaper and compound and wax. Easier than it sounds. You just, basically, quick tip, if you pour water on a scratch and the scratch goes away, you can fix it pretty easy. And so I showed him the video of like how to do it, right? And like I poured water, and I'm like, okay, cool. So like, just so you guys know, like this scratch you can totally fix. These other ones, like, no, but you know, they weren't even tripping at all. Showed him the clear coat failure. A lot of it is covered with vinyl if you saw those videos. So, you know, I told him now, I was like, hey, you know, there's a lot of clear coat failure under here, but this is all vinyl wrap. And then I showed him like, okay, you know, here's the spots or whatever that aren't covered. And they were all about it. And so they ended up cutting me a check for $500. And because he had, I guess, totaled his 4th gen. And they told me too when they showed up, they're like, dude, we've been looking for 6 months for a 4Runner, and this is by far the cleanest one we found, which obviously made me feel good. And again, concreted like, okay, cool, they appreciate it, they've been looking, this is who I want the car to go to anyways. And so they gave me a check for $500, said, you know, hey, can you hold it till Monday when we get our insurance money from the last 4Runner? And I said, yep, sure thing. So got the check, and then now today's Monday, so I'm going to clean it up. I mean, it's already pretty darn clean, you know. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a 4Runner, and I'll do a quick montage of the outside. But I'm gonna clean the windows real quick because there's some bugs on them. I went to the lake yesterday, kind of like a last lake trip. So clean the window off. Probably clean the tires and clean the body and all that, you know, just like rinse it off so it's super nice and fresh for them. So I'll give you guys a quick montage of that. You know, if you have any questions about the 4Runner, I had it for a while. I did a lot of research before buying it and while having it, and so I'd love to answer it. I'll do another video in the future showing you guys what I ended up getting, but I just figured that for a lot of you that have been following along with the 4Runner, you might be interested for what it sold for. And, you know, this may be a wake-up call to a lot of you guys that think you can find a super clean 4Runner for $5 grand. You can, but in California, you're not going to find one like this. And I'm getting a premium. You know, I'm not saying I'm not. I'm getting a premium for it, but it's because I've already done the work, right? It's like if you buy a truck from a dealership that already has, like, tires and wheels and, you know, and tint and an audio system, like, you're going to pay way more than if you bought it and did it yourself. But that being said, you know, this 4Runner is legit super nice, so it's not like a bad deal either. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the little montage and say goodbye to the 4Runner. Okay guys, one last walk around the 4Runner. It's our last time with it.
cleaned it off best I could. That's a good angle right there. Wow. Really did a good job on the wrap on the hood this time. The roof, other than the roof, man, this thing is perfect. The trunk. I don't think I left anything in there. Just, let's see, light bulbs, unused toe strap, and old fog light switch and light bulbs. Okay, right on. Just doing a final walkthrough, making sure nothing's left in it. Here's all that paperwork. So, it's all driver's license stuff, or registration rather. Pink slip with all the spare key and everything. I'll leave with some napkins. Right on. Gotta miss this thing. But, you know what? Sometimes you get rid of things that go down in value to help you get to things that go up in value. Gonna miss this thing for sure. Gonna miss this 4Runner a lot. Just one more pan through here. Don't know that I'll ever get the opportunity to sit in another one so clean. But you know what? I know I'll have another truck in the future, and I'm sure it'll be just as nice in its own respect. I'll see you guys in the next one.